Have you got any old, unwanted, or unsecured control modules lying around? If you send them to Credits for Control Modules, you can turn them into cold hard credits.
I had some control modules left over from all those void missions. I wasn't expecting to get much, but Credits for Control Modules sent me loads of credits!
Your old, useless, and unwanted control modules could be feeding the Corpus War Machine in its endless march towards opulent glory. Just pop your control modules into this totally secure envelope, post it to us via the nearest airlock to the address on your screen, and we'll send you some credits. With the credits you could get from selling your unwanted control modules, you could buy a useless blueprint, fireworks, or maybe a useless blueprint. Remember, we're a reputable toy-making company, and not a transparent front for a greedy conglomerate with too much money. So send us your unwanted control modules, and Credits for Control Modules will make you rich today!
Credits for Control Modules is a subsidiary of the Corpus conglomerate. All sales are final. Terms and conditions apply.
Ah yes, the Corpus, the solar system's resident rich arseholes who value wealth above all else. Way back during the reign of the Orokin, the Corpus were technicians, scientists, and inventors tasked with thinking so their bosses didn't have to. That's delegatory management for you. They were in fact, it seems, the creators of the most primitive form of the sentience. According to the crewman's synthesis entry, an Archimedean and his Corpus staff created a basic form of everybody's favourite murderbots that used the replicatory and adaptive abilities we've come to know and hate. After the collapse of the Empire, the Corpus struck out on their own, and over the past few centuries have formed a highly profitable and forward-thinking merchant cult, with the sole purpose of accruing currency and Orokin technology with a near religious reverence. This love for all things shiny seems to be a behaviour learned from their old and gold masters. Hey, their empire collapsed under itself as they bungled a war that they technically started, but they looked fabulous doing it. Right. They have a strange relationship with the rest of the solar system with many conflicting interactions. Sometimes they're begrudgingly but tactically peaceful, and other times they're downright mercenary in their pursuits for Orokin tech. This puts the Tenno in an odd set of crosshairs, being that they possess a large amount of Orokin knowledge and relics. Hell, even the Warframes are on the Corpus shopping list. You can pretty much guess how their relationship with the Infested is going, but they have an uneasy hold over the Grineer Empire, fighting a war with one hand and selling them much needed technology to aid their failing bodies with the other. Which brings me to Corpus Biology. Unlike the Grineer clone lineage, the Corpus are some sort of post-human race with familial relationships. Our good friend and business partner Darvo is the son of a member of the Corpus Board of Directors, Frode Beck. Another connection is the nutty money cult leader Nefanyo and his nephew Durfanyo, who, although not in the game yet, is apparently on his way as a support unit for the aforementioned Scientologist. Prophet of profit. As I've mentioned, the Corpus is a conglomerate of several plutocratic, commercial and industrial interests. Don't worry, I had to look it up too. And they are run by a board of directors presumably comprised of representatives from each interested party. We don't have a huge amount of information on Corpus society apart from that, but we can assume these figureheads dictate the collective will of the Corpus, and with all companies under their banner taking orders when necessary. The board presumably works out what is most profitable and delegates its task to these subsidiary companies who otherwise act with relative independence. Do you notice how everything gets so dull when you talk about business? Although most try to capitalise on the profit earned through conflict, the Corpus seem to feature many different approaches to the same goal. Some members border on the fanatic like Nefanyo and his cult, who stop at nothing to acquire wealth, whereas some act more shrewdly, putting their efforts towards more reasonable monetary gain, like Frode Beck, who sees the Tenno obstacle in a pursuit for Orokin relics as too much trouble. What a pussy. Not all Corpus, however, are inherently greedy, and one particular splinter group called the Perrin Sequence have allied themselves with the Tenno in their aim to restore order through prosperity. They attempt to achieve this using more peaceful methods and without instigating the rampant violence that the Corpus encourage. As far as key figures in Corpus society go, there are only a few known. We've mentioned Frode Beck and Nefanyo, both members of the board of directors, but there are also others that stand out. A Corpus military leader, known only as the Sergeant, is in charge of the Corpus solar rails, and often uses them to acquire Warframe cryopods for resale to interested parties. Our final known Corpus figure, or should I say ex-Corpus, is, you guessed it, Allard V! We already know a bunch about him from the Infested video, but pre-Mutalist Empire, he was the head of Grineer Relations and took great joy in fleecing them with extortionate trading. He also holds contempt for the Tenno, and was a designer of a Corpus proxy unit built from a deconstructed Valkyr warframe called Zanuka. This contempt has mellowed to tolerance as of late, with the Tenno being one of Allard's last remaining contacts willing to work with him. He's that guy in the office. Aside from these lovely chaps, the bosses of Corpus military outposts are mostly robotic proxies, like the Jackal, Lynx, Ambulus, and the Hyena Pack, all heavily armed mechs for the disposal of particularly difficult targets. The Corpus also seem to have been in possession of at least one Orokin-era Cephalon named Jordus, who as we know was corrupted by the infestation. This might suggest that the Corpus employ many Cephalon, maybe even of their own design, to fill the more complex roles in their society. Honestly, I'm still waiting for a competent robot butler.
I understand if you have to sell mods. Maybe Ordis will meet a similar fate someday.
Oh, you know it, mate. The Corpus have many outposts on Mars, Neptune, Venus and Pluto, all fairly frigid mountain bases set up as manufacturing plants, warehouses and shipping centres. They have also set up shop on Europa after a major Corpus ship crash-landed on its icy plains, seemingly from an infestation attack. Definitely check out the ice bar while you're there. Lastly, they have an impressive floating gas city on Bespin. Jupiter, where they seem to harvest said gas emanating from the planet and refine it on-site into fuel. They also have a considerable space fleet of trade and research vessels supported by advanced battleships. Not up to the standard of a Grineer Fomorian, but give them time. The Corpus are not the sort to take being one-upped on the chin. Probably why they have helmets. Moving on to warfare, technology is the Corpus's home field, and boy do they have an advantage. They use a mix of infantry and field technicians paired with a vast robotic proxy army that literally come out of the walls. Both use primarily energy-based weapons designed with busting open Grineer armour in mind. Examples include the Dera, a simple automatic assault rifle, the Supra, a high rate of fire light machine gun, and the Detron, a hand cannon designed based on old Orokin specs. Although they probably designed that as well. The proxies' weapons in and of themselves include Ospreys, flying support drones with shield amplifiers and energy mines, and the Moa, bipedal infantry units with mounted cannons. Think legs from Toy Story with a rifle strapped to it. In terms of defence, the Corpus generally use light armour on their biological units, but slightly heavier sets on their proxies, with both augmented by energy shields that deflect damage before it even hits the body. The Grineer have adapted their weapons to do impact damage, so I'm not sure how much good the shields do them. Also, hit harder often enough and the Tenorblade will slice through them like butter. To be fair, you can't really blame them for shoddy combat skills. Must be hard to keep a cool head faced with that, even with a fridge on your head. So ladies and gents, that's about it. Now go out there, slash some prices, enact some corporate espionage, and ruin some profit margins. Also steal some copy paper if you've got the time. Hello again, wonderful people. First off, sorry for the delay again. Personally, I blame this adorable lass. Quick note that the Let's Plays will start tomorrow with Hyperlight Drifter. And as always, tickling the like or subscribe button is very much appreciated. I am totally up for taking suggestions on what to do for the next few videos because I plan to do Tenno next and maybe Syndicates, and after that I am stumped, so any suggestions are perfectly welcome. If you'd like to chat about the lore, feel free to do so in the comments below. I am always happy to hear from you, and that's about it. That's all she wrote. See you later, guys.
Thanks for watching. Bye.